Well, welcome back to the Prospect Hub. We're going to talk about in this video, before we get into this, is about what's going on in Citifield and whether the Mets are going to have a casino put next to the ballpark. And Steve Cohen has been working very hard to get change the sort of atmosphere in the neighborhood around the ballpark. And a lot of ground's being broken. They're going to be building a brand new soccer stadium there. And that's going to be a very interesting situation going forward. So here we go, and this is from the Gothamist.com. Coney Island, question mark. Citifield, Coney Island, question mark. Hudson Yards, question mark. Who wins a casino license in 2025? Now, Steve Cohen's been working for a few years to get this thing done. I don't know what's going on, but let's find out. It's a little update too. And of course, please hit the subscribe button. So much may seem uncertain going into 2025. But one thing New Yorkers can feel confident about or even wager on is that at least one new casino, or even as many as 3, will be granted a license in the metropolitan area by the end of 2025. That's the plan according to Robert Williams, Executive Director of the New York State Gaming Commission. He said the high-stakes process that will unfold over the next 12 months is significant in many ways, not the least of which is the simply breathtaking scope of some of the 11 ambitious projects vying for approval. Quote, the infrastructure developments that's associated with several of these were taken in multiples of billions of dollars. The winning projects will have major implications on local and state taxes, construction jobs, and permanent employment, and likely leave a mark, for better or worse, on nearby businesses and other neighborhoods, according to experts who study the effects of gaming sites on communities. Williams said the projects will be graded on qualitative characteristics, including architecture and design, relationships that they have with local communities, with unions, how the different projects integrate into something as simple as traffic and sewer and water and fire and police protection. But the most important factors for any bid are qualitative and relate to economic development, Williams said. Those include the size of the capital investment, the revenue generated for the state and locally, and the number of quality jobs it offers, he said. The working timeline. All project proposals must be officially submitted by June 27, according to the Gaming Commission. Initially, each bid will go to a community advisory committee composed of members appointed by Governor Kathy Hochul, as well as to state legislators, and certain local officials. In the case of New York City-based proposals, those include Mayor Eric Adams and City Council members for the area. Each community advisory committee requires a 2/3 supermajority to advance a proposal and must do so by September 30th. From there, the remaining proposals head to the Gaming Facility Location Board, headed by Vicky L. Bin, the Judge Edward Weinfield Professor of Law at NYU's School of Law. By December 1st, that board will in turn recommend up to 3 applicants for licenses by the state's Gaming Commission, which has until the end of the year to issue final approvals. One of the wild cards in the process concerns taxes. Along the way, each gaming company must propose its own taxation rate for a project, which Williams said was a fantastic concept developed by state legislators looking to add an additional competitive quality to the process. Those funds could significantly add up. In the case of mobile sports wagering, Williams said the 51% tax rate implemented in 2022 has since generated approximately $2.5 billion in taxes. Revenue generated by any casino will go to public schools across the state, as well as mass transit and treatment for gambling addiction. Sense of importance. Williams said he hopes that gaming will ultimately add to the city's sense of importance and value as an international destination, along with Broadway sports and dozens of local restaurants. Quote, New York City is a place where the world converges, Williams said. Here are the projects currently vying for consideration. from developer Larry Silverstein is the Avenir, a complex on the far west side comprising 2 high-rises including 1,000 hotel rooms and 400,000 square feet of gaming, entertainment, and restaurants. The project promises 5,500 union jobs upon completion. Casino company Wynn and the related companies are proposed to develop the western half of Hudson Yards with Wynn New York City. The project would include a resort and casino, 5.6 acres of open space, and 1,500 units of housing, as well as at least 35,000 union construction jobs, the most of any casino proposal, according to the company. Caesars Entertainment and SL Green Reality, the city's biggest office landlord, have teamed up with Jay-Z's Rock Nation to propose a project at 1515 Broadway, Caesars Palace, Times Square, and according to its backers, the Coalition for a Better Times Square, the project would generate more than $100 million in annual Broadway ticket sales and $10 million meals eaten at local restaurants. Hudson's Bay Company's bid would convert the top few floors of Saks Fifth Avenue into a casino, Gotham has reported. The Soloviev Group hopes to build a casino and 1,325 units of housing on an empty plot of land across from the United Nations, according to the New York Times, as well as a museum dedicated to democracy and 4.7 acres of green space along the East River. In Queens, Mets owner Steve Cohen is moving forward with plans to develop Metropolitan Park near Citifield. The project, which has generated support from local community boards but opposition from State Senator Jessica Ramos, would include public parks as well as a food hall hosting restaurants from Queens, and would result in as many as 23,000 union jobs. I would mention about Jessica Ramos. She's running for mayor. So it'll be interesting to see where her take is now, because obviously the attitude might be a little bit different in an election year for her. Resorts World New York City, existing casino complex at Aqueduct Racetrack in South Ozone Park, would expand under a proposal announced early this year by Resorts World. The bid includes 1,600 new hotel rooms, a 7,000-seat entertainment venue, and what the company claims would be one of the world's largest casino floors. A Bronx-based project backed by the Bally's Corporation would create a $3.1 million square foot complex with a gaming hall, spa, hotel, and 2,000-seat arena, the city reported. Thor Equities in the Chickasaw Nation have proposed that Coney, a casino and hotel complex on 5 acres of land near the Coney Island Boardwalk, in Nassau County. Casino company Las Vegas Sands aims to turn the former home of the New York Islanders into a casino. The project, Sands New York, would also include a hotel, restaurants, and luxury spa. In Yonkers, gaming giant MGM is vying to redevelop the existing MGM Empire by adding a 5,000-seat concert space and a casino for the most discerning guests. Currently, the facility operates a video lottery terminal casino and horse races. So this just gives you a lot of information on all the different groups that are bidding for the casino. And this could go to one group, this could go to 3 groups, whatever the state decides. Now I'm talking about this because I lived in Queens my whole life, and the area around the ballpark was always safe, but it was always run down. It's gotten much better over the last 10, 15 years since the Citifield moved there into the parking lot where Shea was. And obviously they renamed the street Seaver Way from where the ballpark is to where the old junkyards were. It's all auto mechanic places now. But it used to be all dilapidated. You would go and drive down there, to be these gigantic potholes that you would literally lose your car in. And in fact, I used to go there with my friend when I was a kid, and he would drive there, and he had a beat up old car. People thought it was junk, and he would just park there and walk across the street and go into the ball and to Shea Stadium. So I would like to see it developed. Plus, you'd be able to see it from the ballpark. From different sites of Citifield, you look into just there's nothing there. It's disgusting. quite frankly. And then there's the other side, which is the side that's the facade. When you walk into and you go into, the big rotunda, that faces the city, believe it or not. And you see, you see the skyline. But on the other side, like I said, is Flushing Bay. Beyond the junkyard, it's just gross. So I have a soft spot in that part of the city because I spent so much time there. I'd like to see it build up at this point. I know the Mets, even when before Steve Cohen, they were trying to get rid of these people out of there. I know that it had gone back 30 years. Rudy Giuliani was trying to get them out of there for a long time because purportedly the Italian mafia was there. They had all these junkyards there, and it was just a mess. So, he tried very hard to get them out. It really has been over the last 20 years that they've cleaned up. And the people there used to be a lot of people living there, believe it or not. So, I'm excited for this. Hopefully, Steve Cohen could get this just to clean up the area. And they're going to put a big park there, Metropolitan Park. There's a lot going on there, hopefully. Well, thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.